Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernland Plays The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. I suck at Isaac. Let's play as Eden. I lost on a run that we have no business losing on because I went too zany. It happens. And I played badly. YJ2WEA2Q, Steven, Mom's Pad, and a range upgrade. You know, I thought about just scrapping that last episode. Maybe I should. Maybe I should have, I guess. But you know, it's an honest appraisal of what goes wrong when you get too cocky. And really, like, I just wasn't thinking long term about the ramifications of my actions. And I find that on YouTube sometimes, like, people, content creators specifically, can, like, overreact. Like, I know that video's gonna go up. There's gonna be people who enjoy it, that get their entertainment out of it. There's gonna be people who are like, this, maybe you should take a break. It seems like you're not enjoying Isaac that much. People are gonna look too deeply into it. But, you know, that one's going up. For everybody. It's going up for those of you who want to search for a deeper meaning for a loss where there is none. It goes up for those of you who watch Isaac while eating your morning breakfast, okay? I'm not going to deprive you of an episode that makes me look like a moron because we're already operating under the assumption that sometimes I can be a little moronic. I had the Bush, she had the Chronic. The Lakers beat the Supersonics. And you know, that's the kind of, like, I do find it rich though, because people are like, man, I can't wait till the streak's over so we can see some more engaging runs. And then, you know, the streak ends, and a run goes wrong, and they go, hey, NL, are you okay? Seems like something's not right with your, you know, personal life right now. Is everything okay? Have you been diagnosed with maple syrup urine disease? I've not been diagnosed with maple syrup urine disease. I've been diagnosed with, accidentally took 4 hearts worth of devil deals that did not pan out the way I wanted them to go. And you know what? That's how we grow, that's how we move on. That's how Dad did it. That's how America does it. And it's worked out pretty well so far. We're not going to make the same mistakes here, but we're still going to endeavor to have a great time with one another, enjoy each other's company on this, the third rock from the sun. And I ain't talking about Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Although, it would be the first time I'm not talking about Joseph Gordon-Levitt. You recognize me, of course, as Joseph Jordan Grevitt. r/Joseph Gordon Reddit, my Joseph Gordon-Levitt Reddit fan subreddit. A very blurry blurtation. Okay, use Mom's Pad. Get this guy afraid for no conceivable reason. And then take a little bit of dumb damage, but also get Pageant Boy. Probably should have let Bumfriend take a little more. Alright, we're popping off early. Oh my god, that was so scary. But we have a Black Heart. Unfortunately, he's guarding it like he's Smaug, the mythical dragon from the Lord of the Rings franchise, which is actually The Hobbit, but you get the idea. Dope. We made it through. We got a lump of coal. Well worth it. This could be a deal with the Angel run. Emperor is good, but Joker's definitely better. Yeah. So let's take Joker. And we could leave this floor, but that would be a terrible idea. We might have a little bit of value left in this. I probably won't play an arcade because I'm a little bit worried about our HP. In fact, should continue to be worried about our HP. Despite having a Black Heart, we might have gone down to 1/2 of a Red Heart during that Krampus fight. I can't even remember how much HP we started with, but I think it was 2. Tears Up is well worth it. That's probably not a shop. That's probably a library, which would be great because, like, Mom's Pad is not a good item, in my opinion. I don't think that's controversial. Like, I don't think Mom's Pad is beloved by many people / any people, but like, fear and maybe a little damage, but it might just be fear, can save you on, like, a narrow subset of rooms, but not many. Dude, golden chest, come on here. What is this? Amateur hour? I just lost a run. Shouldn't, like, my pity timer be reset or something? 2 of clubs. We get up to 4 bombs. And a battery charge that there's no reason not to take except stubbornness. Secret room? It's gonna sound like a ridiculous ask, but we know the secret room can't be next to these ones because they're already, you know, these ones are messed up. You can't get to the sides. I don't really want to do this, but I'm doing so to try to snag... Wow, that was bad. Snag an extra Spirit Heart or something. Alright, it's up to us to avoid the specter of the post-streak hangover. Let's shoot all these. We got so much time. We're going to look for a second secret room. We got 3 bombs with which to do so. We're going to head down to the next floor, and we're going to kick some ass. And we're going to kick some ass from a commentary standpoint as well. We're going to get back to fat bastardisms. Maybe people would rather I stop at this point. But don't ever speak to me. Don't ever speak to me about that. I tried to push a bomb. I failed. We're gonna redeem ourselves! Just when I thought you couldn't be any stupider, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself. Probably clipped there, I apologize. A key. Perchance to dream. It's been a while since we've made a bomb mistake that silly. Whoa. Okay. I think I'm in danger of having a limiting belief here about myself. And the limiting belief is, hey NL, you're going to be bad at Isaac this run. You know what? I've decided I'm not going to be bad at Isaac on this run. I've decided that I'm going to be bad on the second floor. And that's it. Once we get past the second floor, I'm no longer going to be bad. It's worth it. It's so worth it. To do this and then get out, grab this, saves us a black card that we just earned, go get the Emperor card, don't have to walk on the spikes anymore. Sick, nasty. Has the game bailed me out? Yes. Was this a horrible first or second floor? Yeah. I mean, not in terms of what we got. We did okay. Bumfriend, Pageant Boy, not spectacular necessarily, but useful. But my play was horrible. Historically bad. And yet, thanks to the RNG nature of Isaac, sometimes bad play is not punished and sometimes good play is not rewarded. This time, bad play was not super punished. We still have our Emperor card left. It really is up to us, though, to break the trend. Let's stop making just god-awful mistakes over and over. There's still plenty of time to reverse. You know what it is? It's like you're in a class and you take your midterm exam, and you get, like, a mark you're not happy with. Let's say you do really bad. You get, like, a 30, and it's not, oh, NL, what if it's Orgo, and the average mark is 30, so they have to curve it up? It's not like that. You got 30 in, like, you know, intro to showing up to class 101. You might get discouraged, as a very human reaction that I think is understandable. You might say, oh, why would I even bother showing up for this stupid class? It's not like I can get a 95 in it anymore anyway. But just because you no longer have the ability to be perfect, that doesn't mean it's a bad idea to start trying, you know? Every 1,000 years, this metal sphere, 10 times the size of Jupiter, passes. It's the lyrics from Perfect From Now On by Built to Spill off their 1997 album that I forget the name of. Perfect From Now On might actually be the name of the album. And the song is actually called Randy Described Eternity Streamer, but this was worth it, and we actually still are going to have the ability to buy a key out of it, which is acceptable. You know, the best time, what does Michael L. Fox say? My great mentor, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, the second best time is today. That's not a metaphor about opening your own arboretum, or your own Arby's. But if you were going to open an Arby's, the best time was 20 years ago, the second best time is right now. It's to say, sure, you know, you forgive yourself for the fact that you made mistakes in the past. You want to start being a good person? You want to start accomplishing your goals? Don't beat yourself up over the fact that you didn't do it ages ago. Do it now. Because now will eventually, it's heavy-handed, but now will eventually be 20 years ago. You know, barring, you know, the heat death of the universe or something along those lines. Which, you know, will probably happen, but doesn't have to happen in the next 20 years, so let's not get too defeatist about it. I'm already, even though I'm taking a little bit of dumb damage here, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling like I'm making much smarter decisions. A little reckless, a little fast and loose with the ball of bandages here, but a much stronger floor. And you know what? Restock's a fun item. Good zaniness potential there. And concussive tears, iron bar. Nothing wrong with that. Experimental treatment has slowed us down, but does work well in the future. And I think it's weird to me that we're so fast on this run, whereas last run we had to really, you know, scrimp and save to get into boss rush. This one is popping off right off the bat. If we, well, we're not going to get an arcade. I was hoping we'd get into the mom trap room, which is actually a boss trap room. But yeah, this is actually quite fine. I do still feel bad about the last one though, but it's overly Canadian in my nature to just, you know, apologize for it over and over. But it's fine, you know. If I've inhibited your day as a result of that run, I apologize, and I hope we can move past it. I expect we will. Except for that dude. That dude can fudge himself. That was a hell of a shot. We are going to go to our curse room. This is not something I consider bad damage. This is something I consider a necessary evil. What am I... You know what's bullshit? No, you know what pisses me off a little bit on this run? Very low consumables. We have just bought restock, so we spent a lot of money, but consumables are hard to come by. I wish that on the internet... I'm not, you know, getting into overarching issues here, but I do think we have a little bit of like a culture of anger to some extent. I'm not just talking about quote-unquote outrage culture. So there's a lot of like Dennis Miller-esque ranting, you know, hey, you know what's fucked up about society, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, man, go get them. Upvote, 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 right? We need some more series that are like uplifting, man. Instead of you know what's bullshit, which is a series I've enjoyed, we need more like, you know what's awesome? Free ketchup at fast food restaurants. I will step on the spikes for this. In a world where everything's getting upsold, you want an extra dipping sauce with your chicken nuggets, you know, oh, that's gonna be an extra 13 cents for the cup that doesn't give you mesothelioma when you're 60. Free ketchup at restaurants. You a ketchup fan? Grab as much of that delicious tomato-based bullshit as you want. That's one reason to smile in today's world. I think we need more reasons to smile. We have plenty of reasons to be angry, and several of those are valid and deserve our anger. But we need more uplifting moments as well. Like, you know what's sweet? When animals are real tiny, and they're young, and they get that fur that's kind of like, you know, feathers, but it's just like really soft fur, and then you're like, oh, that's, just think about that today as you're getting angry about the fact that, you know, some guy tried to pass you on the shoulder or something like that. I go off on my own, you know what's bullshit moments as well, but, and I do think it's both like texting and driving is bullshit, man. And I know, like, when I'm talking about texting and driving, some people are probably chuckling and going, ha ha ha. I do that, but, you know, you're making me a little uncomfortable, so I'm gonna laugh. It's good, you should be uncomfortable about it, but we've already been down that road extremely recently, so I'm not gonna harp on it. But at the same time, you do not get my I'm a good dude / dame stamp of approval, as hinted at an episode or so ago. Nothing for me, huh? But you can work on it. You know, the best time to stop texting and driving was 20 years ago, especially because it was before the invention of cellular messaging. Or driving. Wait, I might be a little fuzzy on that one, but the second best time is today, man. It's not too late to stop making a mistake. That being said, the more you know what's sweet. You know what's sweet? Sometimes you go to a Starbucks and you go, oh, I'll have an iced Americano, and they go, oh, we ran out of Americano. Do you just have an iced coffee? And then you're like, sure, I'll just have an iced coffee. We do have an Angel Run, by the way, but no bombs. And then they go, you know what? Because we didn't have your drink, today's order's on the house. And you go, that was unnecessary. It's basically the same drink. But that's very nice of them nonetheless. You know what? I'm glad those spikes are not coming down, because I didn't really want to go back and forth on that room for 20 years to pick up a little bit of money. Mind you, actually, by I don't want to do that, I mean I absolutely want to do that, because money could allow us to actually buy bombs and keys for the first time on this whole fucking run. I don't know why I've started to become so hesitant about saying the F word. Not really, but like a little bit. It's not like I'm like morally opposed to it, but it just doesn't feel right coming out of my mouth anymore. It's like you're an adult. You're approaching, not quite adjacent to, but approaching 30 years old. You should be finding more eloquent ways to express yourself. So that leaves you two options. You could either really get into the artistry of the word fuck, which is something that other comedians... I say other comedians! Okay, let's not build ourselves up too much here. But something that comedians have done. Or we could just start saying, you know, other words maybe. I don't know, I still haven't figured out a perfect solution for it yet. Until then, I just sound like the dude from Fargo who's really mad at Jerry Lundegaard for giving him that true coat, you know? You're a fucking liar, Mr. Lundegaard. I don't know, that might be a little bit more like Morty. Rick! I told you I didn't want the true coat! No, that's the teenage fast food worker from The Simpsons. There we go, I've pinpointed that impression. The best time to be a teenage fast food worker from The Simpsons was 20 years ago. The second best... See, I can make fun of myself as well. Alright, we're having a good time on this run. We got a good amount of HP, the ability to respawn. Our DPS sort of sucks, which is why I feel like completely justified using the ball of bandages whenever appropriate. And I think that's actually, if not saving my HP, it's probably saving my sanity a little bit on this run. And I'm feeling good. You know, I've gotten over the Woody Allen-esque neuroses that plagued me after losing the last run despite being in a winning position. You know, even the Golden State Warriors are going to lay up an L now and then. I don't know what that means, but I hear people talking about it on the internet, so I want to make sure I'm down with the parlance. YOLO, you only lay up an L once in your life. YOLO. We'll take both. I've learned nothing. Guppy's Head is great for us. A Thame is okay. We haven't been to our shop. Honestly, we don't need to. With 9 cents, bum friend pilfering money we can't get to immediately. It's more about maybe having an arcade on this floor, getting a blood bag, improving our meager speed as a result. You know, good stuff there. Probably will go to the curse room. It's the thing with Satanic Bible. We have a renewable resource for HP, and if we can just get... that was bad. We can just get a little payout from a Thame or battery charges that we get from, you know, anything. Many different sources, then I'm happy. Health up and infested, both good. Remember, you can't really teleport out of that room and get away with it. You still have to come back after you finish. So really, seems, wow, seems like a much more sensible choice for us to go to boss rush and then teleport out. Something we did think about doing last run, but instead we just died 4 rooms into the depths 1 like a freaking idiot. It's amazing how quickly you can switch, man. Like, of course it had to happen on the episode where I said, you know, talk to streamers, they'll be like, I can't imagine how you die as Isaac, and then I die as Isaac. Fuck. When you only realize the Schadenfreude an hour later, you know you're in for a good old-fashioned roasting. That's okay, though. Some roastings are deserved. Like a high roasting, America's Test Kitchen style of a butterflied and brined whole chicken. We'll probably go to the mob trap room, like for the first time in forever, we're actually able to take advantage of it, so. You know, the first step to redemption did not start 20 years ago, so it's gonna start now. Let's do it. Not good damage. We're not gonna teleport out. We got so much time. Like, we're way ahead of schedule. We're not even gonna bother doing that room because it just makes me mad. You know the song, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman? You make me feel... Yeah, it's not like that. It's more like, you make me feel like I wasted my patience. I only know that song because of the Al Pacino film, Simone. She had a great AI! And your algorithm was all the way up it. That's not it. It stopped being Al Pacino at the end there. That is, okay, stop doing that. That's not smart. You're not doing a smart thing when you do that. E. coli. Not particularly strong. Maybe we should... I mean, I thought better of it immediately after saying it, but I was like, maybe we should... just play the shit out of the blood bank. Try to get the blood bag. And then, you know, if we do, fantastic. We'll kill ourselves, come back as Dark Judas, grab the blood bag. We got speed, we got the damage bonus. We got soul, we got class, we got style. We're badass. Ain't no other man, it's true. Ain't no other man but you. Do your thing. You guys around in 05? Christina Aguilera's magnum opus came out. Back to Basics? Is that what that one's? Is that, which one's Back to Basics? Might be Beyonce or Amy Winehouse. I can't remember. Back in Black is AC/DC. That much I can tell you with authority. Might as well try. I'm gonna let Bumfriend take that money, because obviously we're not doing anything with it. Actually, nice try. Let's go to our shop. We got 2 keys. We got nothing better to do. And we've hit kind of like a point that I would consider stagnation on this run. I don't mean that to be negative to the entertainment value of the run. I hope you're having a great time as always. But we haven't gotten a lot better recently. So I think I'm going to go check out this golden chest maybe. And then I'm going to go to the shop. And I feel relatively okay about that. We got the 15 cents at least. We got a Lover's Tarot card, which I will use on the Blood Bank because we have time to still do Boss Rush and do this. This could be what we need to get ourselves unstuck here. Humbling Bundle is really good. We will be able to generate some cash off of that in our room here. I was nice enough to leave myself some HP, apparently. Oh my god, I let him grab it, but maybe it's good. What did he give me? Onsus? It's not worth anything, but we need to use the Emperor card. No, we could have used... No, we needed it. We needed it. That's fine. Sure. That's not what I meant to do. I've been having, like, a hell of a time with bombs so far on this run. Speed down. That's catastrophic. And I don't like to use that word unless I really believe it, but our speed is really bad. Not just like, oh, we're slow, and I don't like being slow because I prefer to be fast. Zaniness is proportionally correlated with speed. Streamer, no, like, that's me making fun of my own voice in this situation, but it really is not a good look for us to be this slow. You know what? We're not buying anything. You take the money. Yeah, there you go. Thanks for the bombs. Dope. Thanks for the pill. It's a range up. That's not bad. I appreciate it. We're going to have to work together if we're going to succeed on this run. So let's do it. You and me, bum friend. Just the 2 of us. You and... Oh god, why? From the moment I heard Frau say I had a clone, I knew I would be safe because I'd never be alone. An evil doctor does not speak too proud about his feelings. My hate and my hurt don't make me too appealing. But Scott rejected me. C'est la vie. Life is cruel, treats you unfair. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics to Just the 2 of Us by Dr. Evil, but I know many of them. Right, Curse of the Blind again, my favorite. Top left, just joking, bottom right. X-ray vision, it's not that good. No tinted rock in here. All right, well, this is where we're at then. Heading down to the next floor. Not a stellar run. It shouldn't be a horrible run either. Our DPS is actually, I rarely say this, by the way. Our DPS is deceptively good. It looks like shit because our tiers are, like, fairly small and also the normal, like, starting size for tiers. So it's easy to look at this and be like, ooh, this isn't good. And it's not great, but it's not as bad as it might originally look. I think Lazy Worm does work well with Lump of Coal. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work poorly. Ooh, Tinted Rock. And I think if we... Like, you know what? This is a great chance for redemption, because this run is a lot worse than our last one. If we can pull off a win and look good doing it, then I would, I'd be over the moon. A lot of bombs in a very short amount of time here. Okay, that damage is unacceptable. We do have the wafer, by the way. So, it's not really, like, as bad as it looks. And, oh my god, of course we're going to look for our guppy item here. Tinted Rock, Tinted Rock, Tinted Rock, Tinted Rock. No. That is a little punishing. But I'll accept my role in it. 2 of diamonds. He's a rich Eden. He don't try to hide it. Diamonds on the soles of his shoes. 2 of diamonds does nothing for us, by the way. We got 3 spirit arts back, which at least minimizes the terrible mistakes I've made to start this floor. I don't like the way these eyes move independently. Usually they die before we get a chance to be freaked out by it, but not in this case. It's gonna hurt. Ooh, in this. Nice. Okay. Alright, starting to feel a little bit of my sea legs coming back. Oh, if I wanted my sea legs back, I'd scrape it off something. Oh, come on. It's actually like a very mild destructive synergy we've got going on here. We don't get to use a Thame's ability to kill enemies and generate black cards very much, because whenever we get hit, we have a black card that pops and kills all enemies in the room. Or at least very often when we get hit, we have a black card that pops and kills all the enemies on a room. So, it's actually somewhat annoying, because we could be getting a lot of free damage, effectively, if I didn't have so many black cards. But the black cards are also, like, the only thing keeping us alive right now, so maybe we shouldn't be too picky. Also, let's stop taking just ridiculously dumb damage. Like, that's a good room to use your bandage on. No one's gonna get up your butt for that, because it's actually smart, but we should really play this as if we're afraid of losing HP. I think that's what my problem is now, is I'm not afraid of the loss. Even though it just happened to me, I'm not afraid of it, because I don't believe that it's a real possibility. Like, the prospect of losing 2 in a row, oh, that was so stupid, has not yet entered into my brain. Satanic Bible is probably keeping us alive right now. But sometimes you just need a little bit of confidence underneath you. You know I'm a dreamer, but my heart is gold. I had a runaway high, and then I couldn't come home, yeah. This is, you know, Motley Crue's one song that isn't about taking speed and having intercourse with ladies. By the way, there's nothing wrong with necessarily either of those. You're gonna think I'm making an exaggeration. You should go listen to Kickstart My Heart. You know, played on classic rock radio all the time for our nation's youth to hear. When I get high on speed. You think he's talking about, you know, a car? I know it's called Kickstart My Heart, but I think it's actually, you know, I think it's about an amphetamine. And I think that, you know, the Motley crew, the crew that is Motley, are over there going, we got them to play a song that says we get high on speed by making them think it's about a car. In my high school, when we learned in ancient history class about Greece, you know, you learned, or sorry, no, it was Greece. You learned about, like, ancient city-states, you know? Sparta, Rome, Athens, Corinth. Others that I can't remember, but should be able to remember. They're just kind of slipping my tongue right. Anyway, so we had to design our own city-state because it's 10th grade or 11th grade, and, you know, it's not like we were doing anything super productive with our time otherwise. So it was like, hey, what would your city-state look like? A couple of my acquaintances called their city My Penis. Get it? My penis? Ha ha ha. They thought if they pronounced it quickly, the teacher wouldn't notice, even though she was like a human being with ears. And, you know, they thought they were really smart, so they were like, oh, My Penis has a big marketplace in the center. Lots of people come from all around. This is paraphrasing, of course, but it was basically like that. And then our teacher let them get through the whole presentation. And then after they were done, she was just like, hey, see me after class. And everyone in the class was like, oh, she got him. Of course she recognized it. But, you know, when you're 15, 16, you're like, our teachers don't know what a penis is. That's something that only other teenagers know about. And stupid lame people like doctors. Anyway, so, you know, this is the height of comedy. Also, I wouldn't recommend doing that if I were you. By the way, I hate this, that whenever you tell a story, you go, oh, some acquaintances of mine. People go, it was him, it was him. This one was not me. What about, you know, your knowledge of me makes you think that I would do that? I have a great respect for the sanctity of education and history in general. Guppies. Ooh, that's not Guppy. Neither is that. Just a silly decision, but it made for a great moment. It's in that class we also had to have a Roman banquet where we basically just dressed up in togas and everybody was in charge. It was like a potluck that was Roman themed. Yo, it's a public school for an elective class. We also learned, she was one of my favorite teachers actually, still is. Although, you know, I'm not in her class anymore. But one of my friends, this time a genuine friend, was like, you know what? I'm in charge of the music. I'm going to make my own lute. And Lord knows, You know, you hear about that loot for like 3 weeks in advance. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to down to the shop class. I'm gonna make the body of the loot, and then I'm gonna string it up. Tell me I didn't help him get it out of his locker on the day of the banquet. It's just a shoebox with like 4 guitar strings nailed to it. Bang, dang, ting, dong. Like, that's not me doing the world's worst and most insensitive impression. That's me doing an incredibly accurate impression of his loot. Or lyre. I can't remember if it was a lute or a lyre. You know, it's all the same thing. Stupid Roman instruments. You know, what are you thinking? Hey, you know what's bullshit? Ancient Romans. Why don't you try playing the electric guitar instead of, ooh, I'm down at the Agora playing my lyre. You think Steve Vai ever... Oh my god, I elbowed the shoebox off of the desk here. Luckily, there was no cat in it. Ruka, you have nothing to fear. You were in the safe shoebox. You think I could elbow a box with you in it? You weigh like 5 kilos, man. Maybe like 3.5. You know what? Don't mind taking the damage here. This run has gotten a lot safer recently. That was not a good kill there, but it's still, like, permission to speak freely, sir. This run is kind of boring. Especially compared to 2 runs ago, which was like the world's greatest run that I've ever seen in my adult life. This one is just sort of like, you know, we in this, boys. I'll give you a little mini Madrinas, but nothing serious. And now we have enough HP that I actually can afford to use Ball of Bandages at least a little bit. But I'd really just love... Oh, you know what? Yeah, you take them. You take them. I'd love some HP upgrades that are not HP but are actually DPS, which is what I meant to say. Keys, a pill, Tears Up. That's lovely. It's another I Can See Forever, which is worthless because we have X-ray vision. But Tears Up's good. Nothing wrong with that. Ooh, that was close. I would just love to see, you know, give me Death's Touch. It's a great upgrade. I'd love to have it, but it's not like an instant no fun game winner. Like, Death's Touch is an item the whole family can enjoy. It's like being the person that brings, you know, tortilla chips to the potluck. Everybody's like, yeah, you know, it doesn't take a lot of work to bring tortilla chips, but at least you aren't like the guy who signed up to bring fucking cups. You at least brought some Tostitos that everybody can get behind. Ain't nothing wrong with that. By the way, don't let me, you know, cup shame you. Because I am, at least when I worked in an office and we would do potlucks, I was always... These bombs, man. I was always the guy who was like, hey, I'll bring cups. I'll bring cups or soda. I don't want, because you go to these office potlucks, everybody's like, I'm going to make my special... sweet potato casserole recipe that has been passed down for 10 generations. And I'm like, I was a 22-year-old dude. You know, I'm not gonna bring like a Domino's pizza or something, but I don't have a pineapple dessert recipe that's been passed down for 20 generations. You know, my grandma didn't make gazpacho, you know, on the streets of Italy during the Second World War. These are amazing stories, and I'm excited to taste in your particularly cold soups. I find them delicious in a melange of texture and temperature that is not often seen in North American cuisine. However, would it be cool if I just went to the pizza place across the street and brought over a Caesar salad? Alright, Tomo, I don't know why you would want to enter the room after hearing the shoebox get knocked off. That seems like is dangerous, but you know what? I respect you. Welcome to the show. Tomo, it's our new guest, Tomo. Tomo, it says here that you want to accuse Ruka of biting you on the neck and taking your sleeping spot last night. Is that correct? He's licking himself, which I'm going to take as a positive affirmation. Ruka, any responses? He winked at me, which I think means he's telling me he wants to copulate. I don't know anything about animal behavior. Do I look like Jackson Galaxy, the cat whisperer? Don't answer that, because the answer may indeed be, like, sort of. Oh my god. I think I'm about to have a display driver crash. The game just got real flippin' framey twice in a row. Don't do it, Isaac. Hold out. We can make it better. It's gonna hurt. It did not hurt. Life is but a dream. Life is but a Madrinas. Bum friend. Play your part, 3 stacks. Play your part. Golden horseshoe. Not worth anything. At least not right now. Small rock. Ooh, we did not get small rock, but we did get 2 spirit arts. These second secret rooms have been in, like, horrible locations lately. Devil. Devil versus magician. We'll take devil. And you know what? We probably don't need slow worm anymore. Or lazy worm. Yara? It is Yara! What a wonderful time to be alive. We'll get double chests on the chest and they'll all be free to open. It's kind of like a little overkill to get free chests when we already have 14 keys, but I don't think, you know, Lazy Worm was pulling all the weight that I expected it to pull. Which is my fault, not Lazy Worm's fault. We're gonna win this run, and there will be a contingent of people that are like, look at how much fucking damage you took, it wasn't worth it. But, you know, I stand by my use of ball of bandages here, largely because our DPS is actually pretty bad, although the mulligan is a stark improvement, admittedly. I don't really want whipworm either, though. Like, it's... Can you give me things that are unrelated to my shot speed right now? Like, perhaps curved horn. I'm just throwing it out here if you're looking for an example of a trinket that I would be interested in. Maybe just a modest selection like curved horn, the best trinket in the game, would be nice. Maybe this is the way that we should handle every single room. Stand still at the entrance and just fire shots straight ahead that are going to do a ton of damage and generate exceptionally good flies. Wow. Is actually sort of working. I think we just killed one. The dream is real. Well, the Madrinas is real. Also, Succubus is maybe doing like all the damage here, so let's not get too cocky, but probably just about to get hit there. Pop that, pop that. That's an example of that room going right. Let's kill Isaac, and I'm gonna do so in this fashion right here, because, you know, getting through the first 2 phases is extremely valuable here. That was really good. I'll trade half of a spirit heart for that any day of the week. Yeah, we're gonna be fine. This run's gonna be good. I don't think we played particularly well, but we played well enough not to lose, which is more than we can say about the last run. And I feel like I got my sea legs underneath me. I got a little bit of renewed confidence, and I'm not afraid of the game anymore. The game should be afraid of me. And you should be afraid of me, Tomo. I'm just joking, buddy. Oh, who's a good boy? Who's a good Tomo buddy? Who's a good Ruka buddy, too? You don't want the cats to get jealous. Okay, Yara, give me a dad's key. I got no problem fighting Mega Satan. Note, please do not actually give me dad's key. Alright, we'll take Ludovico. We'll take Sticky Bombs. We will not take Thunder Thighs. We will not take Marked. We will take Headless Baby. We will take Tough Love. We will use Book of Sin once and hope for a battery charge. We got 2 pennies. We will let Bumfriend pick them up and hope for a battery charge, which we did not get. Okay, that time I just walked right into the enemy. There's not much of an excuse there. This is just, you know, we're riding this to the finish. You know, we're coasting. We should let Bumfriend have a chance to pay out because he could give us chests. I don't really care about anything that we can get here. Some of the worst dodging I've ever seen. Some days, you just have to say, you know what, that's enough Isaac for today. Clearly, my brain is not quite, you know, invested right now as much as I would like it to be. So, this will be the last Isaac run I do today. And then we'll, you know, we'll maybe play some RimWorld, get our head space right, come back to Isaac in a day or so, and play better. Because right now, I don't deserve this game. We're going to get the win regardless. And we did play pretty well to make it happen on the first floor, to even get Satanic Bible to begin with. We had to make some slightly solid plays, but let's not, you know, like, pat ourselves on the back so hard we might break our spine, you know? Are we immune to explosions or just the world's luckiest individual? Because I am so slow that troll bombs track me like 1-to-1 the whole way, and yet still, amazingly find myself only rarely being hit by explosions. Mom's bra contributes to the mom transformation, which we are not even close to. So we'll catch it on the flip side. Bumfriend, it's for you. That's fine, you know. At your leisure is what I've always said. Wait. Okay, how many times and how many different ways can you be wrong in the same episode? I looked up the item tracker on the side, and I was like, we're not even close to the mom transformation. We don't even have any mom items in the tracker on the side. And then you pick up mom's bra, and it's like, actually, wish I had a good Neil deGrasse Tyson impression. Actually, you only need 3 items for a mom transformation, and in the universe, there are myriad possibilities, with light traveling at 3.8 times 10 to the 23 meters per second. It might just be a matter of catching the right beam. Shut up, Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm trying to feel bad about myself, not, you know, gaze in wonder at the splendor of the universe, okay? I don't like to be corrected on this level. It's just a metaphor. It's rhetoric. It's a rhetorical device. Not everything is to be literally, astronomically speaking, 100% validated. Thank you. Thank you, Mom Transformation plus Headless Baby. God bless us, everyone. I gotta be honest. That Neil deGrasse Tyson impression was not as bad as I thought it would be. Actually, I've been around the world, and it's the worst impression I've ever heard. On a cosmic level. No, I mean, have I ever heard Neil deGrasse Tyson actually speak? I've heard him tweet. And by heard, I mean seen. No, I have a text-to-speech reader. I use it to browse Twitter. I find it's the least efficient way, which is really good for me from a time management standpoint. Making this jump in London 2012 is actually impossible. Actually, nothing's actually impossible. Given the number of potential parallel universe hypotheses and also the theory that we might just... You know what? Sure. Speed down. Just fuck my stuff up. Just fudge my stuff right up. You know what, Jerry Lundegaard? Just fudge my stuff right up. Now that's in danger of becoming like a Minnesotan Michael Caine. I made a promise to the Golden Gophers. Don't you know? That I would take care of the season tickets. And I've broken that promise. It's bad. It's just, let's just finish this run. Just stand here. Get the job done. Look, you're crushing. You might as well have this over here, but you're crushing Blue Baby right now. Do you deserve to? I don't know. I've been demoralized, remoralized, Michael Caine-ized, Neil deGrasse Tyson-ized. She's got Betty Davis eyes. I'm just going to say thank you for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps me out a great deal. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time.